I haven't filmed in forever, and I have been missing it, like, a lot. So, not the best lighting situation at the moment, but it's all I've got. And I'm using my cell phone. And, it's a few years old now. So, what's been going on? Well, first of all, I have some issues. I have something going on. Something has irritated my lips. I don't know what yet. I've been like trying to keep all my skincare away from my lips, and like I rarely wear lipstick, so like I don't know what messed with them, but they're red. They are really dry around the edges. Really dry. And they peel a bit, and they hurt, and even like here, the corners of the mouth, they too, like you can see that they're red too, probably. In this light, you should be able to see. So if you have any suggestions for me, let me know. So I've just really been missing filming, and the main reason I haven't filmed in quite a few months is because at the end of October, right around Halloween, my husband and I moved from Florida to Oklahoma. And I grew up in Oklahoma. My mom's here. I have aunts and uncles here. I have new family that I'm meeting here from my mom's husband. He has kids and grandkids and that sort of thing, so I'm meeting all of them and you know, adding a whole new family to the group, which is great. So it's been really nice being back, but I live out in the country right now. And for those of you at all technically savvy about the internet, the highest speed you can get out here is 10 megabits per second. Yeah, I said 10. That's it. So, that sucks. And for uploading a video to YouTube, that's gonna be awful. I'm not looking forward to uploading this video because I figure it's gonna freaking take all night tonight. It's late at night. Well, okay, it's not really late. It's like 8 o'clock, something like that. Today is July 5th. We had 4th of July yesterday. That was fun. We did some stuff with, well, my husband had to work, but my mom had a cookout with some of her friends. So there were like 2 couples there in addition to my mom and her husband and me. And then one of my mom's husband's grandkids, who I now consider a niece, because that is what she is by marriage, she came over for a little bit too, so that was fun. And then she and I came back to my apartment and just kind of hung out for a bit. So my husband got off work, and then I took her home. So, been spending a lot of time with family, which has been great. And, you know, adding new family, which is always fun. So, anyway, it's been good being out here, but the internet, it's not the best. For the most part, my husband and I can still, you know, do the things we need to do online. We can play video games online. World of Warcraft, we've been playing that. We still play Hearthstone a lot. We still play Heroes of the Storm sometimes. World of Warcraft has kind of taken over. Most of the time, we don't have a ton of problems with the internet, but uploading large files is ridiculous. And then if my husband's playing Overwatch, I can't do hardly anything on the internet because it will lag his game. And I don't know why it's only Overwatch that it does that. It's no other game that he plays does me using the internet affect it. But when he's playing Overwatch, I can't do crap on the internet or it lags his game out. And so that sucks. But we make it work. So, yeah, I've really been missing making videos and talking to everyone, and just been going through a lot medically, emotionally, spiritually, so much has happened since, well, definitely since we moved to Oklahoma, that I haven't really been able to talk to you about. So, I'm currently sitting in my bedroom. I have a lamp. I have my cell phone. I'm just using my phone for this. And, yeah, just sitting on the floor. This is the bed. Bed right here. Cat tree. What? Cat tree? Yeah. None of my cats are around at the moment. I can see one of them. He's in the doorway. Sorry, put a light there. Apparently, I messed up the focus there. Sorry. So, medically, I'm not doing so bad. When it comes to my chronic migraines, which you may remember is my biggest issue, I think I have finally found something that is helping. So, if you go back to like my old migraine videos where I talked about them, I went to the Mayo Clinic at one point in Jacksonville, Florida, while I still lived in Florida, and they really weren't able to do anything for me. But one of the things the neurologist suggested I try that I had not yet is the supplement CoQ10. I've done some further research on it, and they found that a lot of chronic migraine patients seem to be low in CoQ10. They still don't understand migraines, like hardly at all. And so they're still not sure why CoQ10 would affect it, but it does. And so for some chronic migraine people, like everything else that exists about migraines, for some chronic migraine people, it helps. And he told me to start at 150 milligrams a day, do that for 3 months. If I was tolerating it well, then go up to 300 milligrams a day. So I tried. I went to like a GNC type place. I think it was GNC, but I don't remember for certain, but something like that. And it was expensive. I didn't find it in 150 or 300 milligrams. I found it in like 100, 200, 400. So I got 200, and I did that for a month. And a 30-day bottle in GNC was like $25 or something. And I'm like, this is expensive for me during that time when I'm not working or struggling to make ends meet or struggling to not be evicted, you know. It's hard to justify $25 on something that I need to take at least 3 months to even know if it's going to work. And so I stopped after the first month, and it didn't do anything. But since I came to Oklahoma, we have a lot more freedom in our finances. Not a ton, mind you, but the cost of living in Oklahoma is ridiculously lower. Like, in Orlando, we were paying $1,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment, and here we're paying $480 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. So, do the math there. So we do have more, more room in the budget. We're still not making it on one income is incredibly difficult, and I am incredibly grateful to my mom for the help that she is able to provide to us to help keep us going, because it's ridiculously tight budget. So, but we're working on it. We're getting there. So I found a place on the web. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I'll put a link in the description box. They sell like essential pipingrock.com. They sell essential oils, they sell supplements. Well, they have a CoQ10 that's supposed to be in an easy to swallow form, and it's not real expensive. Like, I can't remember the cost off the top of my head. I want to say right now for 400 milligrams, I'm getting like 60 of them for like $12. I think that's about it. So I first ordered a bottle of 90 200 milligrams from them, and I want to say that was only like $15 maybe. I did that for 3 months. I wasn't sure if it helped. the 3 months I did it, my migraines were less, but just like by a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a few less. And that can happen because the amount I have fluctuates from month to month. So I didn't know. Is this legit? Like, is it legitimately reducing them? Or is this just happens to be a few months in a row where they were lowered? I'll be right back. My cell phone can only hold so much. I need an SD card. Or a new cell phone. With better memory. Okay, BRB. Hi. I'm back. Of course, for you, I was never gone. This phone's crappy. It's like a 16 gig storage, so it doesn't hold much. I had to go take the video off the phone, put it on my camera to free up space. So, anyway, so I took the 90 days of CoQ10, 200 milligrams a day, like I said, and couldn't tell. Wasn't sure if it helped. Might have helped. It certainly didn't hurt. Things weren't worse. Things were slightly better. Just didn't know if it was the CoQ10 or not. So when I finished that bottle of 90, I went up to 400 milligrams. And I've been taking 400 milligrams a day since, I think, like mid-April. And this is the beginning of July. And the first, I had a migraine like 2 days after I switched to 400 milligrams, and then I went like 10 days without a migraine, and that was amazing in and of itself. Like, I haven't gone 10 days without a migraine in several years. So then I was convinced. The last part of April was pretty good. Pretty damn good in terms of migraines. But then I had some hormonal issues come up. I'm not going to get into the details, but ladies, this is a lady problem. And it was bad. Some bad hormonal issues come up, and those have just in the last week to 2 weeks seemed to have maybe resolved. Maybe? All during that time, so the month of May and the month of June, my migraines were bad again. But I'm pretty convinced that it was due to the hormones. But my migraines seem to have let up again, so that's another reason I think the hormones are kind of getting back on track. And so I'm excited to see if the CoQ10 continues to help, and if it truly is helping me that much. Because those of you that know, and have been watching me, know that I was suffering from like 20 plus migraine days a month. So if I can get this under control with the CoQ10, it'll be amazing. So, yeah. I appreciate, just as a disclaimer, I appreciate if you want to suggest something to help me with my migraines, and go for it if you think it might be something I haven't heard of. But trust me when I say I've tried almost every single thing there is. So, I say almost every single thing because I'm sure there's some stuff out there I haven't heard of, right? But medications, supplements, essential oils, Botox for migraines. I've tried a lot of stuff, so I think I'm hearing one of my cats. Ooh, that light does some things when I turn my head, doesn't it? Makes me look all angelic. Not really. My name is Angela, though. That's my real name, if you remember. I tend to go by Sage in the witchy world. Did I just see a flash? I think it is supposed to storm. I wonder if that was lightning I just saw. I don't know if you saw that. I love when it rains and storms, though, so. The downside is our front door leaks, and the apartments we're in keeps trying to fix it, but doesn't get it fixed, so it still leaks. I need to go put a towel in front of it if it's gonna rain. So, anyway, that's what's been going on medically for the most part. That's the biggest thing that's been going on, is I might send me positive vibes, send me love, send me energy, send me Reiki, send me everything you can. Because if I can get these migraines under control, ugh. So, I still don't have Social Security disability for the migraines. That has been a fight. For those of you, some of you may remember, some of you never probably heard. Sorry, it's my eye was itching. I feel like I have something in it. It's the joys of wearing eyeliner and mascara. Oh, there we go. That was a little piece of eyeliner. I don't know how that stuff happens. I don't get it. Anyway, you may remember, or you may not have been on the channel, which in that case, welcome if you're new. But I have been denied twice. I have an attorney. We were waiting on a hearing date. The hearing date finally got scheduled. It got scheduled for March of this year. The problem is, because I started in Florida and then moved to Oklahoma, okay, they didn't change my hearing date. They had already set the hearing date before I left Florida. They didn't change the hearing date, but they changed the location. It was going to be by video conference anyway. It wasn't going to be live in front of a judge. It was going to be a video conference with a judge, but it was going to be at a location in Florida. Once I moved to Oklahoma, they moved that to a location in Oklahoma. Makes sense, right? Apparently though, even though I was now in Oklahoma and the office handling my claim was out of Missouri, which both Missouri and Oklahoma are in the central time zone here in the US, but for some reason on the paperwork for the hearing time they kept it in Eastern time, which is the time zone Florida's on, obviously, if you may or may not know that. Okay, maybe not obviously. And neither me or my attorney, because I had to move to an attorney here local. My attorney in Florida could not continue. They don't have, they don't do it in Oklahoma. So my attorney here, this isn't a thing she's ever had to deal with, and of course it's not a thing I thought of. Neither one of us noticed that the time was in Eastern time, and so I think it was scheduled for like 9:30. Well, if you know the difference between Eastern time and Central time, if it's 9:30 Eastern, that's 8:30 Central. So if you show up at 9:30 Central, you've missed it, right? And that's what happened. We went to the Social Security office where the teleconference thing, video conference was going to be. We were sitting in like a meeting room preparing, and one of the people in the Social Security office came in and told us, like, the time zone on the paperwork was apparently wrong, and you were supposed to be here an hour ago. And the judge can decide to be nice and fit the case in. This judge was adamantly, no, he wasn't going to do it. So I did not have my hearing that day. And, oh, it's a kitty. Sorry, I made it all bright again. Sorry. This judge decided to be an ass and absolutely refused to hear the case. So it has to be rescheduled, and we are now almost 4 months out from when that hearing was supposed to be, and it still has not even been rescheduled. So that's lovely. And when they reschedule it for at least, like, they notify you. The paperwork says like 75 days, at least 75 days before the hearing. So what I mean by that is, if they were to reschedule it today, it would be 75 days out at a minimum. So we're talking, I have a very minimum of 2.5 more months before I have the hearing, and that's assuming they schedule it today. Which, not real likely, because they haven't yet. However, I am feeling a little more confident in my abilities to work again. I'm scared to go back to work. I am scared that, the migraines are going to get bad again. I'm scared the CoQ10's not going to work. I'm scared something's going to happen, like my hormones went all out of whack, so I was having a ton of migraines again. Like, I have a lot of fear about going back to work, and you can't start a new job and then start missing, 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days of work a month. You can't do that. Nobody's going to keep you. So I'm scared because also if I do start a job, then I won't be able to get disability. Like it'll cancel that. I mean, if you can work, you don't need disability. So I'm scared to try it, but I want to try it. I really do. So I'm looking for a part-time job right now. I just today got information through some contacts here in the small town through my mom's husband's family. I know he's technically like my stepfather, but like my mom and him have only been married for like a year and a half. So like I was in my 30s when they got married, and it seems really weird to call him like a stepdad. Like if I was a child when they got married, I'm sure I would call him my stepdad, but it just seems a little awkward now. I just call him by his name. So I know I keep like saying things awkwardly, but his son and wife both found out just last night that I was looking for a job because I was speaking to their daughter, that she and I are kind of close and hang out a lot, and we play with makeup and stuff, and it's fun having a niece. I've never had a niece before because my mom didn't have any children but me, so I didn't have any brothers and sisters until now. So anyway, she mentioned to her parents that I was looking for a job, and they have something in mind that might be pretty perfect for me. We're just waiting for the position to open, so wish me luck on that. Oh, the dogs next door just... in terms of my spirituality, my witchiness, I'll do a quick update on that. I don't do much on it right now. I just don't. I find it really hard to not be depressed. I mean, I haven't worked in over 3 years. I've been dealing with daily pain. And I've tried and I've tried and I've tried to keep things up, and I just don't have the motivation to. I have found in the last year, I am really bad at routines. I don't keep them. I will say, alright, every day, I'm going to do meditation. Meditate every day. I haven't meditated in a month right now. And that's something I used to do every day. I used to do yoga every day. I used to pull tarot cards every day. I am now getting myself back in the routine of doing oracle cards every day. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to see those posts. My Instagram was linked in the description box. I am pulling actually 2 each day. One from the Divine Feminine Oracle because I love the little statement for each of the female figures on the cards. It's kind of like an affirmation of the day to me. And then I pull one right now from the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle deck to sort of go along with that for the day. I do it most days. I do miss some days. Today I didn't do it. I was just busy. So I'm trying to get one routine at a time going, and then maybe I can get better at it. I want to get back into my spirituality. I want to get back into my spell work and journaling and all of that. So I'm working on it. I've been really drawn to Norse mythology recently. I found a channel on YouTube of a woman that lives in Norway. Her channel name is Freya Norling, I think. I'll put a link in the description box to her. I love her. She talks about Norse mythology, working with Norse gods, herbs, myths, folk tales, all that kind of stuff. And I am so envious of her way of life. She pretty much lives off the grid. She has internet, but she pretty much lives off the grid. She lives out in the middle of nowhere in Norway and just does her pagan thing, and I love it. So I'll put her in the description box so you can check her out. Also, today I saw Kellyanne Maddox uploaded a video yesterday of 25 witchy or tarot YouTube channels, like that are, you know, pretty small. So I was going through that today, and that is a really great video to find new people to watch. So I will link that down below as well so you can check it out, because I'm enjoying the video and I'm like going through each channel one at a time to see if it's someone I resonate with or not. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love you all. Blessed be, and I will see you in the next video, which hopefully won't be months away. Bye.